My name is Emma, and this is my story, a story that began with love, shattered with loss, and grew again through pain, friendship, and forgiveness. When I was young, my father was the center of my world. He was very kind and showered me with everything I loved. I looked forward to his return every single day. Sometimes he brought chocolate or colorful sweets, and other times he brought baked goods fresh from the bakery. On days when he came home late, he would greet me with warm fish or crispy fried chicken and say with a soft smile, "Emma, come and see what I brought you." My heart still warms when I remember the way he said my name. But one day, one cold, strange, unforgettable day, I waited for my father, but he didn't come. Instead, my grandmother arrived. She walked toward me, her steps slow, her arms trembling. She pulled me into a hug so tight it felt like she was trying not to fall apart. Something slipped from her hand and fell to the floor. I bent down to pick it up, but before I could see what it was, I looked at her face. Tears. Many tears. More than I had ever seen before. "What is it, Grandma? Why are you crying? And why doesn't my father bring me chocolates like he used to?" I asked her. She didn't answer. Her silence scared me more than anything she could have said. "Honey," she whispered finally, "go to bed now. You're still young." "How can you say I'm young when I'm 10? I've grown so much." I argued, confused. But she only stroked my hair and looked away with a pain I couldn't understand. Days passed. Each day I sat by the window, waiting for him to come back. Each night I cried quietly, clutching the little doll he had given me the last time he came home smiling. But he never returned. My childhood ended the moment I realized that waiting for him was useless. Then, one afternoon, a man I didn't know walked into our house. His name was Rich. My mother's voice trembled slightly when she said, "Emma, come and say hello to Papa Rich." I stared at her in disbelief. "No," I said firmly. "This isn't my father. He's a stranger. I don't know him." My mother scolded me harshly. Rich tried to smile at me, tried to speak gently, but his kindness felt hollow. He wasn't my father, and the warmth I once knew was gone. Days turned into weeks, and I grew to dislike him. He didn't like me either. He treated me like a burden, an unwanted reminder of a man he could never replace. He was my mother's husband, but never my father. 3 months after his arrival, Rich came home one evening with a woman named Eva. My mother called me into the living room and said with a strange excitement, "Emma, you'll go with Eva on a short trip. You'll be very happy there." Before I could protest, she handed me a small bag containing my clothes. I didn't understand. Eva took my hand and led me to a large building surrounded by walls, with a small, lonely garden in front. When we entered, I saw many girls, some older, some younger, all wearing simple clothes and carrying expressions of quiet sadness. Later, I learned the truth. This place was an orphanage. Eva showed me a room and said, "Emma, this is your room, yours and Sarah's. Go and rest now. 2 beds. 2 thin blankets. 2 small pillows." I sat on my bed, hugged my doll, and cried until morning. "How could you do this to me, Mum? How could you let a stranger sleep in my house while you send your own daughter to an orphanage? I'll never forgive you. Days passed, but the pain never left. I missed my father every hour, every breath. Only Sarah brought me comfort, a girl with warm eyes and a gentle smile. She shared my tears, my secrets, my fears. She became a sister to me long before the word ever left our lips. Then one day, Eva approached me. "Emma, come here. You have a visitor." I felt a knot twist in my stomach. There she was, my mother. And beside her stood Rich. She stepped forward to hug me, but I stepped back. "How could you do this to me?" I cried. "Are you a mother? Do you feel anything at all? You and Rich were cruel enough to throw me into an orphanage." Her eyes filled with guilt, but I didn't want her pity. "If my father were alive," I whispered, "none of this would have happened. God will not forgive you. And neither will I." I ran to my room, my whole body shaking with grief. Years passed. Long, painful years, but not empty ones. I grew, I studied, I worked hard. Sarah was by my side through everything. We laughed, cried, and dreamed together. When we graduated university, Eva hugged us both tightly. "Emma, congratulations on your success. You and Sarah must now look for work." Instead, Sarah and I decided to rent a small shop. We sold handmade dolls, each one stitched carefully, lovingly, just like the doll my father had given me long ago. People loved our work. The shop grew. The business grew. Our dreams grew. Soon, we bought land and built a factory, a large one, filled with workers, machines, and the scent of new beginnings. Then, one ordinary morning, an older woman walked through the factory doors, looking tired, fragile, and lost. She said softly, "I'm looking for work. My husband left me, and I'm in a difficult situation." Something about her voice made my heart stop. I looked at her. The same eyes. The same face. But older, worn down by time and choices. It was my mother. She didn't recognize me at first. I took a breath and stepped forward. "Don't you know," I said quietly, "that time is fleeting? Especially in your case?" Her eyes widened, recognizing me at last. She trembled. She began to cry. "But I am not like you," I continued. "And I will not treat you harshly." I remembered what Sister Eva taught me, and what the Bible said. Honor your father and mother. I hugged her, gently, painfully, honestly. "Everything I have is yours," I whispered. "Come. Let me prepare a room for you." I led her to a warm, quiet room and said the same words she once refused to give me. "Rest." And as I closed the door quietly behind her, I realized something. Love can be broken. Childhood can be lost. But forgiveness can rebuild what once seemed impossible. Sparkles, thank you for listening to Emma's story. Sparkles. If you enjoyed this story or learned something new from it, let us know in the comments below. Tell us what you liked most, what touched your heart, or if you have any feedback to help us improve. Red Heart. This story is part of our journey to help you learn English through meaningful, emotional storytelling, so every comment helps us grow. And if the story moved you, don't forget to like the video and share it with others who might enjoy it too. Your support means a lot to us. See you in the next story. Glowing Star Books.